welcome to the Ren and Leash Show. I'm Leash.
And I'm Ren, birthing.
And today we're going to be talking about some movie news. We're going to be chatting about Transformers, whether they are more that meets the eye. And what have you got?
I went to LA and went onto the set of Mad Men, which is a brand new TV show from the producers of The Sopranos. That's pretty good. It's very cinematic. It looks like Scorsese shot it. And Mad Men are Madison Avenue guys. These were the advertising executives who worked on Madison Avenue, which was the mecca of advertising in New York. It's set in 1960, and that's the cusp of the 1950s and before the hippies invaded in the 1960s. This was the year that Valium and the pill came onto the market. So if you wanted to sleep around, you could and not get pregnant. And if you didn't want to sleep around, but you had to have sex like a lot of bored housewives, you could sleep through it.
You're looking at the finest ad men in New York.
New York was the greatest city to be in. And being a man in New York in advertising was sort of the triple threat greatest thing you could be. You had sort of the world at your feet.
Everybody else's tobacco is poisonous. Lucky Strikes is toasted.
Well, gentlemen, I don't think I have to tell you what you just witnessed here.
I think you do.
Mad Men premieres on Movie Extra August 7, 9:30. Don't miss it.
So the movie of the week this week is Transformers.
Robots.
Now, I didn't watch the series when I was young. Certainly didn't play with them. I was more of a Barbie girl. Big surprise there. But I have to say I did enjoy this film. I thought that it's actually really funny. It's a lot funnier and more interesting than it shows in the trailer. Of course, there's a lot of action. It's a Michael Bay film, and there's heaps of explosions and lots of transforming going on everywhere. But I liked it. I was surprised.
There's lots of loud noises, and you get that effect of things coming at you through the screen like the old 3D movies.
Yeah.
And I liked how Michael Bay was saying how the safety of his actors is always his first consideration. Yet he put his camera in a bulletproof box and then put the naked head of one of his lead actors next to it and started blowing things up. I think someone's telling a few porky pies there anyway.
And the cast, there's not anyone all that famous.
No.
There's Shia LaBeouf, who plays the main guy in the film, and he's the one who goes and buys the car, which turns into Bumblebee, one of the Autobots, one of the good Transformers, who has to defend the world against the Decepticons who come to find this magical cube.
Yeah.
That's a source of all energy or something like that. How much of a nerd do I sound like? But the cast is great. Megan Fox is cool. She was hot. There's a Rachel Taylor, who's Aussie film.
Aussie girl?
Yeah, and she was really good. I spoke to her on the red carpet at the premiere, and she was saying, I've got such a small part in a huge film, but actually she's got a big part, and I thought she did really well.
That's that old Aussie self-deprecating, humble kind of humour, which is very cool.
So I'm giving Transformers 4 out of 5.
I'll give it 3, only because I just think it's a shame that they're just restricted to robots, because the whole thing with Transformers is if we could just apply it to more things in life, you know, and you have your computer transform into a convertible car and things like that.
Yeah.
That would have been a bit more interesting
for
me.
for us. But I did, as I mentioned, I went to the Australian screening of the film where I got to speak to director Michael Bay. So here's a little bit of what he had to say. So why did you want to make a Transformers movie?
Because I've been offered a lot of superhero movies in my life, and I've turned them all down. This was just something that was really exciting to me. I wasn't a Transformer fan. It's amazing to know that Transformers, it's the largest selling toy for the past 20 years around the world, one of the top 5 in the world. So it's got such a huge fan base, and it was just something very interesting to me. Yeah.
So do you think those hardcore fans will be satisfied with what you've done?
I've shown like some guru, like Transformer gurus, and they love it. So, you know, Australia is the very first place on Earth that this movie's actually debuting.
It's your stomach, isn't it? In closing, Ben Stiller's got a new film that he'll be making called In Deep, which is about him getting a parking ticket and deciding to fight it, and the consequences and criminal activities that ensue. I get parking tickets regularly, and this is one of them from Australia. And I've written on here, jam this, and in Prison Orange, I've written, I'd rather do time than pay this. So stay tuned for an update on what happens with me with this ticket, because I could be doing a Paris Hilton.
Could be doing the next one from behind bars.
Yes.
Well, that's it for the Ren and Leash Show for this week. So if you'd like to see more of us, you know, who wouldn't? Or just get in contact with us, go to Ren's blog, which is moviejuice.com.au. Hopefully I went the right way.
Yeah.
Or you can go to our little site, which is the Ren and Leash Show.blogspot.com. And from there you can find out how to get in touch with us and say hey or drop us the line. We like to hear your little comments or read your little comments in YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, write down below and say hi.
And there's heaps of photos of me from the Middle East on my MySpace, and there'll be a link from the YouTube site to there.
Well, that's it for today. We'll see you next week. Bye.